Hey everyone, I wanted to give you a brief overview of TEKS Resource System. We utilize TEKS Resource System in Robinson ISD for our scope and our sequence for most courses in our district. Some elective courses have created YAGs separately outside of this system if they don't exist within TEKS Resource System. So our scope is the depth to which we teach the TEKS that the state has provided for us. It helps us pull apart the standards and know the depth and complexity with which we need to instruct our students. The sequence would be the order in which we're going to teach them. Standards have been grouped together into units of instruction in a sequence that allows for students to learn all of the curriculum over the course of the year in time for them to take the end-of-year summative assessment in tested subject areas. When you arrive on TEKS Resource System, you're going to want to log into the system. If it's your first time to log in, you'll use your full email address, and Rockets, all lowercase, will be your password. Once you sign in, it will want you to verify your email address. It will also prompt you to change your password. You can skip verifying for a couple of times, but I think on the third time it will make you verify or it will not allow you into the system. If at any time you get locked out of TEKS Resource System or unsure, please email me and I'll be happy to reset your password. Once you're in the system, this is your home landing page. At the bottom, you can see there are some supports. There are revisions. And this page right here, when you click on it, will tell you when things have been revised. And you can even sort by your grade level and your subject area, and it will list any revisions that have occurred and tell you the date. So as you can see, some of the formative assessment items have been revised over the summer for grade 1. Oftentimes they'll revise instructional focus documents throughout the year as different things are released by TEA. So that section in the middle of revisions is important. News and updates also provide you with things that they're doing and the progress in which they're making, especially when we have new standards that we're implementing. That is an area that you might want to check. Generally speaking, whenever I go into the system, I'm going to go to the quick search and I'm going to choose a grade and I'm going to choose a subject area, and then I'm going to hit search. And that will bring up this page that will look similar for everyone. The items within do vary by content area. So the top one will be a vertical alignment document, and you'll be able to see your vertical alignment in several different ways, especially for math. It just depends on your area, but you can definitely see the grade level before and the grade level after what you are teaching. It's very important to be able to see this because you can tell which standards are new to your grade level, which ones were important in the previous grade and are maybe readiness moved to supporting for your grade level, things that align, things that don't align, things that students should know in order for you to look at to be able to build background knowledge. If you want to go back further because you have a struggling student and you want to choose another grade, it will add 4 grades, and I can see 4th grade with my 6th grade. If I am wanting to really know how is what I'm teaching in 6th grade aligning with 8th grade, then I can choose 8th grade and I can see 4th through 8th grade. So that's kind of a nice feature that they have added recently in the vertical alignment document. I'm going to click back and I'm going to show you something that math has and some subjects have, but not all, is this enhanced TEKS clarification document that was put out when the new standards were there. And it has some examples and resources to help us understand what those new standards meant. Then you have your year at a glance. This would be your sequence. It's pretty much only showing you sequence documents. We're in 9 weeks in Robinson ISD, so whenever I click on the 9 weeks, I can see my units, the suggested length of days that TEKS Resource System thinks that you might need to have for a typical classroom. Your classroom might be more advanced and need less days. They might need more days. The thing that we try to do is plot this information out on a calendar, and this does not equal a full 9 weeks. You already have some flex days in there just to make sure that you allow yourself an opportunity and students an opportunity to learn everything of the required curriculum prior to their end-of-year summative assessments or the end of the school year. If you give more in some areas and you take from others, then it works out okay. You just have to keep track throughout the year with your team of how you're adjusting those days. On this, you can see, as the key shows at the bottom, that the red are going to be readiness, the green are going to be supporting, and the purple are going to be process standards. Anything that is not in the assessed curriculum the TEKS will be in black during this section. You can hover over it and see the TEK. It will tell you the basic information about the standard as the state has put it out. If you are in a grade level that does not have state identified readiness and supporting standards, we usually print these and color code them ourselves based on lead forward documents that do identify readiness and supporting standards for us, even in non-tested areas. So again, I'm going to click back, and this is a TEKS verification document. So this document is only going to basically give you the general information about the standard, and it's going to tell you where in the units throughout the year you are instructing students. We utilize this document to help us know, especially things for this one, 6-4E. We teach it the first 9 weeks, we teach it the second 9 weeks, and then it's ongoing the third and the fourth 9 weeks. So one of the things that we've done is we've kind of done a red, yellow, green color coding system of when we expect students to master the standard. So if it's something I am teaching all year, then we're going to green expect mastery and that fourth 9 weeks. However, if I scroll down on here and I see things that are only taught one time in the fourth 9 weeks, then I teach it that 9 weeks and I have to green expect students to have mastery in that 9 weeks. So it kind of helps us know when we should expect mastery of different things. And you can kind of see like 6-10A, I'm teaching it in the second 9 weeks. It's ongoing in the third 9 weeks. And then I'm teaching again in the fourth 9 weeks. So I'm not going to expect mastery in the second 9 weeks. I'm going to expect mastery in the fourth 9 weeks for my students. So again, I'm going to click back. You can get to the most important document that we utilize from your YAG, or you can go to it in another way, but I'm going to pull up this if I click on the unit, and this is your best friend. It's called your instructional focus document. A lot of times people skip over this unit overview at the top, but it is very important. It tells you an introduction of why these standards are bundled together. It tells you what students should know prior to this unit that will help them be successful in this unit, what we're going to learn during this unit, and then after this unit. And you notice right here, this is a new for this year that TEKS Resource System has done to help us with COVID-19. And so it will reference a COVID-19 gap implementation tool. And so instead of trying to figure out and teach what students might have missed the prior year while we were out for COVID, instead what they've done is put marks throughout the units of instruction of something that would have been taught in the last 9 weeks of school last year, so that then we can layer those on top of the learning this year instead of just teaching the end of the year at the beginning of the year. If you scroll down, some other interesting things that you have here, consider overarching understandings and questions, unit understandings, performance assessments. Those are very important right there. They bundle multiple student expectations together and have higher, deeper learning. And then there's possible misconceptions that you can address, and there's lots of fun ways that you can use those. Unit vocabulary. And then you can go down and see all of the different system resources and other references. And then you finally get into the standards that are in this unit. It tells you whether it's a process standard or not. And then it pulls out the standard for you. So it pulls out the verb, the level at which we should teach. And then this would be the content in all caps. And then this is going to give you even more information. So all of this information on the right-hand side is not something the state provides us. It's something TEKS Resource System does for us. So it pulls apart those standards for us instead of us spending hours pulling them apart. And it helps us know what we're doing. Sometimes when you look over here on the left-hand side and you look at the standard, you see something like this that has a strike through. That doesn't mean that it's not part of the standard anymore. It means that during this unit of instruction in TEKS Resource System, you're not instructing on graphs. So you will, in a future unit of instruction, you'll see the same process standard again. And you also see this sometimes with readiness and supporting standards as you're introducing parts of the content. And then later on in the year, you'll be building on it. In mathematics, TEKS Resource System uses those gaps times for you to be able to intervene before you layer on the next piece of content. If you scroll down to the very bottom of this page, you'll also see the ELPS, which are the English Language Proficiency Standards. And so if you're working with students who are English as second language students, this will also give you some guidance of what this unit of instruction would address as far as the ELPS are concerned. I'm going to go back up to the top of this most important document. And we are going to go back here, and that is your year at a glance again. And I'm going to hit back and show you all of this resources tab. So different subject areas have different resources. You can see the gap implementation tool. There are concept charts. There are lots of other focal points. There are analysis of STAR over multiple years that can help you as well. These have some suggested manipulatives. Sometimes there's some suggested literature as well. So lots of different things in this resource section. There are lots of resources in science to help you with labs and lab reports. So definitely check out your resources section. If you don't go to the instructional focus document from your year at a glance, you can open it here and you can click on it in this manner. And that is your brief overview of TEKS Resource System.